Hi everyone, I am Shubham Singh and today I would like to walk you through one of my projects called AssetFlow. AssetFlow is a full stack enterprise asset management ERP that helps organizations efficiently manage their assets throughout their lifecycle. It provides role-based access for company admins and employees, allowing organization to manage departments, employees, assets, maintenance, bookings, reports, notifications, and much more from a centralized platform. In this video, I will demonstrate the application, then walk through the project, architecture, the code base, and finally explain some of the key engineering decisions I made while building it. This is the landing page of AssetFlow. The application supports two different roles, admin and employee. Here is the basic landing page demonstration, how the project actually looks. AssetFlow delivers structured code-enforced workflow, replacing error-prone manual spreadsheet. Here is the operational engine running behind the scenes, depicted by a carousel. The unified process flow of the system is as follows. The company admin first registered the asset, moving on to allocate them, auditing the asset, and then finally optimizing them. Here is the mini implementation of a spreadsheet calculator, which help companies to calculate their spreadsheet and maintain their ERPs. This application supports two login options, which are admin and employees. For company admin, there are two options. First, register company. For the first time users, then you need to register the company with the email and password, which will be later used for the admin login. As far as the employee is concerned, employees are to be logged in by the email address and password which are provided by the company admins themselves. Google Auth is also implemented for comfortability. A new organization begins by signing up as a company admin. During onboarding, the administration creates the organization and then sets up departments, employees, and asset categories. After logging in, the administrator is taken to the dashboard, which provides an overview of organizational assets, employees, maintenance requests, booking, notifications, and recent activities, which are depicted in the sidebar as shown. Within the organization setup, administrators can manage departments and employees' records. These, this module manages the department, asset categories, employee management. Here I can add and edit the employees. One of the more core module is asset management. Administrators can register new assets with detailed information such as category, serial number, manufacturer, department, purchase details, warranty, information, and current status, which can be depicted as shown. Here is the here is the clear and concise depiction of a Dell Latitude 7440 Ultra laptop. Every asset has its own life cycle and history, making it easy to track changes over time. Now, moving further, here is the maintenance section. Maintenance requests move through different workflow stages, allowing administrators to monitor progress from request creation to completion. For now, there are no maintenance tickets. Moving further to reports and audits. Dashboards and reports provide real-time visibility to access utilization and organizational activity, which can be depicted as here. Lastly, the notification. The application also generates notifications and send transactional email using recent whenever important actions occur. Employee have simplified portals where they can assign assets, submit maintenance requests, create booking requests, and manage their profiles. Now I will briefly walk through the code base and explain how the project is structured. It contains two folders, which are front-end and back-end. The front-end is built using React and TypeScript, while the back-end is built using Express.js. I separated the front-end and back-end to keep the application modular and maintainable. Now within back-end, there is an ORM called Prisma. Prisma is used as the ORM for PostgreSQL as PostgreSQL is used for the database services. Here I have modeled the core entities of the system, including organizations, users, department, asset allocation, maintenance requests, booking notification reports, and activity logs. Prisma automatically generates a type-safe database client, which significantly reduces SQL-related errors and improves developer productivity. Now let's move further and explain SRCs. SRC contains controllers, routes, services, middlewares, and utils. The backend follows a layered architecture. Now let me show you routes. These are the routes which define the API endpoints. As far as the controllers are concerned, these are the controllers that receive HTTP requests and delegate the business logic. On the other hand, services contain the actual business logic, keeping controllers lightweight and easy to maintain. For middlewares, they handle responsibilities such as authentication, authorizations, request validation, and error handling. At last, there are utilities which provide reusable helper functions that are shared across the application. This separation of concerns makes the project scalable, easier to debug, and much easier to extend with new features. Talking about authentication and security, authentication is implemented using JWT-based access and refresh tokens. Passwords are securely hashed before being stored in the database. Protected APIs routes are secured through authentication middlewares, ensuring that only authorized users are allowed to access sensitive resources. Transactional emails are handled through a centralized email service called Resend. This keeps email logic reusable instead of duplicating it across different controllers. Here is the code base for the same. Now let's move on to front end. The front end follows a component-based architecture. Reusable UI components are shared across multiple pages to avoid duplication. Business logic is separated from presentation, making the interface easier to maintain. Shared utils are organized inside the lib folder, while common TypeScript interfaces are defined inside the types directory to improve type safety throughout the application. These are the assets. The components can be visible here. The libraries which are used are visible here. And that's it. Now let me walk you through the employee dashboard. The employee dashboard contains these options, also the logs of the recent activities, followed by the assets which are owned by employee, the booking request by the employee, the maintenance request, notifications, and the profile. Throughout development, I used feature-based commit to track progress incrementally. Major features such as authentication, employee management, asset registration, notification, reporting, and dashboard improvements were implemented in separate commits, as you guys can see. This approach makes collaboration easier and simplifies reviewing changes over time. While building AssetFlow, my primary focus was creating a maintainable, scalable architecture rather than just implementing features. I adopted a layered, backend structured, centralized business logic inside services, used Prisma for database, secured the application using JWT authentication, implemented role-based access control, and centralized transaction email functionality using Resend. These decisions make the project easier to maintain, extend, and scale for the real-world organizational issues. This is the system architecture as you all can see, the tech stack used, and this is the complete project structure being implemented here. PostgreSQL with Prisma ORM is used for database. Yeah, that's it. Now let me explain one complete workflow. When an administrator registered a new asset, the frontend validates the input before sending it to the Express API. The backend validates the request again and processes the business logic and persists the asset using Prisma. Once created, activity logs are generated, notifications are created, and database statistics updates automatically. Similar workflows are used across maintenance, request booking, employee management, and reporting, resulting in a consistent and maintainable architecture. These are the basic info regarding the assets, the information regarding ownership and purchase, location and status, and finally all the attachment and notes if admin wants to attach with the asset. Overall, AssetFlow gave me experience designing and developing a complete full stack application from database modeling and backend APIs to front-end development, authentication, role-based authorization, notification, reporting, and responsive UI design. Thank you for taking the time to watch my walkthrough. I hope this gives you a good understanding of both the application and the engineering decisions behind it. I appreciate the opportunity and look forward from hearing your feedback. Thank you.